Good morning and welcome to Learn and Lead. My name is Jenn Triplett from Treebranch Group. Today we're going to provide a few tips on how to be a better virtual professional. We'll touch briefly upon the importance of a planned schedule, your attire and colors, presentation bullets and infograph, equipment options, pre-flight practice and test, and branding, how your image is portrayed. Email, phone calls, and in-person meetings have rapidly been replaced by video technology. Some of us are just now stepping into this technology with a steep learning curve. We will be giving a few pointers on things to consider, and then we'll open up for discussion after the presentation. We want to know what has worked for you and what has not. Remember, this is an idea sharing event. Topics will be mental health, technology, and branding. Be cautious about overbooking yourself. Realistic about your time and make your video calls part of a planned schedule. On-the-fly video calls can lead to being unproductive and lack the professionalism that you need. When you're the host, does your audience or participant thrive on being comfortable and relaxed? Or do they have a put-together appearance? Should we start accommodating to what makes them feel comfortable with the same approach we do when meeting for a physical meeting? Consider meetings in the past. How would you physically prepare for them? And of course, consider all of these things when you're the guest as well. Think about your marketing goal. Consider your message, your audience, and outlets for communicating. Do you want to set up a special web page? Set up events through social media, such as LinkedIn and Facebook. Or you could even also just send email reminders or a simple phone call. Communicating effectively to your audience is also knowing who your audience is. So let's just briefly touch upon camera and sound setup. You have tons of camera options, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, but there's a few basic things to consider. You have a laptop or built-in webcam and audio, a webcam that's external that can plug into your USB, or even an external camera. And finally, sort of a lesser option, is a cell phone, where a tripod would be essential. A tripod setup. This is an important part of your presentation to consider. Tripods will allow you to adjust the camera slightly above eye level. You can also have more flexibility to be creative using a tripod, and there's little chance that your webcam will fall off of your monitor. And yes, indeed, this has actually happened. Getting a sturdy tripod is well worth the extra few dollars. A decent tripod can be about $50. Look for sturdy legs, and if it says lightweight, avoid it. A good option is a high-quality webcam, and they actually are more affordable than you think. These have a universal screw mount for a tripod, autofocus, automatic color and brightness fix, and a higher resolution and quality than a built-in. And they are typically very easy to set up. Built-in cameras in a laptop are really great if you're sitting in on a video call, but not so much if you're presenting. Sound and image quality are not as good as most affordable webcams. Depending on the computer, they could also cause more technical glitches at the last minute. So if you do get a laptop, consider getting a laptop stand. Again, this would replace the tripod so that you can position the camera slightly above eye level. This is the most flattering of views. Using an external camera is also an option. There are plenty of new digital mirrorless cameras on the market today, and they're a little bit more affordable than you think. They offer excellent sound and video quality. More recently, they are able to connect and play live stream videos. Specifically, Canon has just launched a utility that allows for such live streaming. Sound and internet are also important. You can get a good microphone for about $100 and a standard microphone for about $45. Consider using a noise-canceling headset. And in a pinch, you could also use Alexa or Google or other Bluetooth speakers. Check out your internet speed and router. Poor speeds can freeze video or drop the call, especially when multiple devices are being used. As for staging, set up your room to follow your theme or message. Consider intentional props or items that you want in your shot that represent you. There are several good sources for staging your video call on YouTube. And most importantly, think about your lighting. Even a simple desk lamp can add a certain ambiance or mood to your video. So experiment and set up at the same time of the day, especially if there's an outside light source. And watch out for windows and definitely test. So about testing. It's always a great idea to do what we would call in the graphic design world a pre-flight. Allow enough time to stage your room. Test by hosting yourself in a meeting. Check out your sound, your camera angle, lighting, your own position, and if presenting, do a dry run. Virtual background test if using. Check out your attire and record this pre-flight and review it. Here's a screenshot of where the settings are in Zoom. Here you can control your video, your audio, your virtual background, recordings, pretty much anything that you want in your presentation. And again, this can be found in Account Settings. Bring on board a presentation helper. This person can assist in admitting people into the event, monitor chats, provide assistance if there's technical glitches, run polls, whatever you think would distract you from delivering your message. Another often overlooked item is using simple text in your screen. Make your text just points to talk to and clear to see. In presenting yourself, use visuals if possible. Again, have someone else control admitting people into the call. Remember, you know the stuff that you're talking about, so there's no need for tons of words. And please don't get too fancy with the slides and animations and tricks. This really just distracts from your message. How do you want to come across? Think about your branding in your profile and don't miss out on your chance. Go ahead and set up in Zoom or in Google your profile along with your name and your company. So, as a guest, is it okay to hide yourself? Let's consider the pros and cons of hiding yourself. Is your environment a distraction? Do you have a teenage son that randomly comes down into the basement where you're recording to use his guitar? True story. Upload a nice profile image of yourself so there isn't a black square. Have your name and company on your profile. Remember, this is replacing your live image, and seeing your friendly face is personable. It's good to be prepared with your profile image as well, in case there is a technical glitch, which can happen. But please don't hide yourself to take calls. Turn off your cell phone and other distractions. Otherwise, don't attend the video call. Here's a few tips on using a virtual background. You're going to need to stay still and be up a little bit closer to the camera, or you're going to be one of those people that fades away into the background. Don't make your virtual background too distracting, but do use your company logo somewhere and your name if appropriate. Remember, this is free advertising space, but please be tactful. As a guest, think of the presenter. You don't want to distract from them. As for attire, consider wearing your brand color or have a splash of it. Colors of your attire should not clash with your virtual background. Again, this will all be part of your virtual test. So I hope that has provided some insight and some tips on how to be a better virtual professional. Let's take the last portion of this call to talk about what has worked and what hasn't worked.